ask questions instead of giving direct orders. We just read in Parshas Bereshis, what was the first thing God said to Adam when he sinned?
Where are you?
Where are you? Ayeka, right? Ayeka is the same word as Echa, how. We read Megillah Echa, right, which means like Echa, how could you? Ayeka, right? Where are you? It's when you ask questions instead of giving direct orders, it gives people the opportunity to express themselves. No one likes being commanded or ordered, right? Have we all had that feeling of clean your room, right? Make a left, do this, right? Even God said to Adam and Chava, he gave him a moment of like, where are you? So instead of saying, I feel like women especially like to give like ultimatums. It's like a very woman thing of like, we're either going here or else we're not going. I'm like, either call me or like forget it. I'm done with this relationship. Like women are just very much like, I'm standing up for my point. But when the moment you ask questions, it opens the conversation up. So instead of saying, we're going to my parents for Pesach this year, right? Because we went to your parents for the past 15 Pesach. Say, what do you think I'm going to my parents for Pesach this year, right? Instead of telling your parents, I'm going to Israel, like you finally build up the courage, I'm going to Israel no matter what you say. Mom and Dad, what do you think of me going to Israel, right? Give them an opportunity. Instead of whenever I drive in the car with my sister, she stopped listening to me. I get I don't know, I'm not like this anywhere else. Just when people are driving, I have like, for some reason, I have such confidence that I know where I'm going, that now I know that I never know where I'm going. So whenever I tell my husband make a left, he's like, are you sure? My response is always, whatever I say, do the opposite. Because I know I do not know where I'm going. But my sister, anytime I'm in a car with her, she prefaces, I'm not listening to anything you say. And I'm like, don't. I know I don't know where I'm going. But why? Anytime, like, it used to be, like, anytime we're driving, I would, like, if there's, like, an exit and I feel like we have to, like, that's the exit for us, especially on the highway, I'm like, make a right! Right? And, like, when you're driving in the car and, like, someone's like, you have to quickly make a right. And it's happened so many times. She's like, she'll turn and she's like, why did you do that? We're not supposed to make a right. And now we have to, like, do, like, a whole turn around. I'm like, I don't know, I just thought we should make a right. Instead say, Tehillah, do you think we should make a right here? Instead of, like, viciously yelling, make a make a right here. So it's like asking questions, asking your boyfriend or your spouse or your friend's question. If someone says to you, you know, how do I look in this dress? Instead of saying, you look fat, right? You can say, I don't know, how do you think it sits on your hips, right? That just like softens it. Just something as simple, do you hear what I'm saying? Just something as simple as like, I'm not trying to be fake. There were not these South Africans, so don't hate on them. There were other South Africans here a year ago, and they were standing in the hallway one day, and I made a comment like, South Africans, you guys got to break up, or something like that. And one of them turned to me and she said, we can't. And I said, why? She's like, I just can't do it with Americans anymore. And I said, I'm not American, but I said, why? She goes, they're just so aggressive. They're like, in South Africa, and it's true, like in South Africa, we're just like, I can never tell someone they don't look nice. They'd be like, oh, you look nice, I think, you know? And they were ashamed, right? And they were like, the Americans are so aggressive, they're so tough, and they were literally like, it was hard, one of them said, I asked to not be rooming with an American, right? And Americans are like proud of that. They take that as a compliment, like, yeah, we are tough, right? But asking questions just like softens it. Like instead of saying, you don't look nice, say, I don't know, what was with that pink dress? Okay, any questions or comments on ask questions instead of giving direct orders? Yes?
What if, like, what if the answer that you're going to get is one that you don't want? Like, the example you gave, going to Israel and telling your parents, like, exactly that one. Like, what if you know that no matter what, they're going to be, like, not supportive?
Okay, so what would be the alternative of asking them? That's a great example. One option is, Mom, Dad, I'm going to, one of them is saying, yeah.
If you were to preface it and start talking to be like, telling them how much it means to you, how much you think it'll be good for you, just telling them positives of how it'll impact you and what it means to you. You just hope that.
And then say, I'm going to Israel?
Yeah, like, instead of just be like, we're going, I want to go, or to ask, when you know they're like gonna say no, don't go, if you're like, Mom and Dad, like, this is why I wanna go, this is what I wanna do, and what it means to me.
Okay. What would be the difference between the two? Are both the outcomes the same? You're going to Israel?
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of what they say, you're going to Israel,
Yeah.
right? So there's something called, Stephen Covey coins this, which I think is great. I don't remember if we learned it here. It's PPC. Have we spoken about that? PPC. P is product. PC is product capability. He's speaking in business terms. I'll break it down. Meaning product is the result. I'm going to Israel. Product capability is the process of it, the relationship with them. P is basically the result, and PC is the process of how you're going to get there. So he gives the example of a chicken. You want a chicken, and you want it to lay eggs. So there are two ways to go about it. You can either bang the chicken up and down and shake those eggs out of it, which can work, okay? And then you got your eggs. You got the eggs. You got the 10 eggs. Are you happy? Now your chicken is dead or an abused chicken. Or you can feed your chicken, take care of your chicken. It will take longer, but then you have the eggs. So we all have that in life. The process, the relationship with the person, which is, there's a line that I really hold by, which is, when two people leave each other, the only thing that's left is the emotions that were between them. Is the feelings that were between them, right? You leave a person, no matter what they said. They could have said like the most nicest speech to you, but you just feel whatever feelings they had towards you. You know what I'm talking about? You just feel they like you, they were condescending to you, you just feel it. So the result is I'm going to Israel. That's the P, we're going to Israel. Now, did you destroy the PC and now your chicken will no longer lay eggs, right? So let's say the example of, and this is so important in our relationships, let's take the example, now I'll go back to Israel. Let's take the example of driving in a car, okay? Let's say my husband is driving in the car and I know we should make a right, okay? But I'm like, do you think we should make a right? And he's like, no. The quick calculation in my head is, do I want the P or do I want the PC? Do I want to be right or do I want to have peace between us? I hope the answer is I want to have peace between us. There are times in life where MS, you need to stand up for MS, which is truth. No matter what, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem said this, I'm standing up for it. Majority of the times in life, they're not moments like that. Like when the Maccabees stood up, right, by the times of Hanukkah, Mi Hashem Elai, who's ever with Hashem, come with me, right? Majority of the time we're working in the process in the relationship. So I'd rather the PC. I choose to have a peaceful, nice car ride with my husband, okay? And I know it will be an extra long car ride with my husband because we took the wrong exit, right? But instead of saying, make a right, where I got what I wanted, but I lost, right, I just yelled at him to make a right, then go the long way. So let's say the result is, and tell me if this is answering you, the result is I'm going to Israel. You can either have I'm going to Israel, and what Ellie said is correct. You should do that regardless of like, let me show you how it's really good for me. It's really helped me, and don't worry, I'm not going to get brainwashed. I'll show you stories of people who got brainwashed, and I'll show you my friends who went there. They're normal, they're right. So the result is I'm going to Israel. You can either say that and you're going, or you can ask them. Even if you say it and you're going, they're still going to tell you they don't want you to go. Is that correct, Nicole? Right? They'll still tell you they don't want you to go, right? Or you can just ask them. They'll tell you don't want them to go. And they'll say, I hear what you're saying. You don't want me to go because of this. That's a totally valid concern. But not everyone has a knife in Israel. Really, they're not all going to kill us. Or no, I'm not going to come back wearing a hijab and my eyes will not be covered, right? And have a conversation with them. When my daughter wants to, what was this funny thing she said? I don't know what, she'll ask me these ridiculous things. We'll be right before bedtime, and she'll be like, hey, just one more thing. Could we play one more game, sing one more song, and could I have a bag of chips, right? So I could just say, are you crazy? You're an hour past your bedtime, and no, right? Or I could treat her like a human being, which she is, and say, you want chip? And chips I also want chip. They're not healthy. We don't have chips by bedtime, right? And enter into dialogue. So I guess my question to you is, what do you lose by asking if you're going to get an answer that you don't want?
I mean, if you're or if you're afraid of having to defend yourself, or afraid of like not having enough to say in response to the answer that you don't want, you know.
So then don't ask. So then don't ask. Don't always use this.
Okay.
There are times, right, we don't believe in rabbi shopping, which means let me have a question, let me see which rabbi will give me, like Google rabbi. I learned this lesson the difficult way when we had a certain shaila about baby wipes on Shabbos, whatever, and we couldn't get a hold of our rabbi. We asked someone else, and he gave us an answer that was a machmir answer, very stringent, and we kept to it for about a year, and everyone I saw was doing different than I was doing, until we finally spoke to our rabbi, and he's like, why are you doing that? You don't have to, and we switched back, because that's what our rabbi said. So there are times when my husband and I will have shailas, and we questions, and we can't get, yeah?
What's a shaila?
A shaila is a question,
Oh.
like she'ela, just like, so when my husband and I have a question, thank you for asking, and then we can't get a hold of a rabbi, so we won't ask until we can get a hold of him. So if you will not get the answer that you want, and you will not be able to defend yourself, and then you'll feel stuck, don't ask. Then you're right, don't ask. But I'm saying if the process is going to be the same, that regardless you're going to Israel, and when you tell them you're going to Israel, and they're regardless going to fight you on it, and regardless you're going to have to fight back, then what do you lose by inviting them into that and saying, your opinion's important to me, that's why I'm asking you. You hear? And give me other examples?
Can you do it retroactively? Like, obviously I'm speaking from experience at this point, so like, I didn't ask, I said I'm going, and now, like, could I retroactively, like, go back and say, like, so what do you think about me being here? Like, is that, like, a conversation even worth having? Like, I'm, like, far enough away, like, you know, just to, like, have that dialogue to, like, retroactively say, like, okay, but I do care what you think.
It's a good question. Yeah.
I think, if anything, at this point, since you're already here, it would probably be a good time to show them, like, how it's affecting you. Let them know, like, what you're experiencing and how happy it's making you, and let them know what you're learning. And
It could be that's putting salt on a wound. Could it be maybe?
You know, the positive things.
It could be. Class is over now. I don't in like a minute, and I could never answer such a question on one foot in front of everyone, because it's like relationships are complex, and you know what I mean. It needs I need to sit down with you and like really discuss it, because sometimes it could be putting salt on a wound. Remember that place you didn't want me to go to? I'm having a blast, right? And it could be demoralizing to be like, so what did you think of me being here? Well, you're there now, right? So I need to spend time with you. I can't possibly answer it like that. Ladies, have a wonderful day.